Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon the master of martyrs and peace be upon you adores. Welcome to Shia Waves. I'm your anchor Ali Jassim, here to present and replenish your minds with the latest Shia world news. And now with the headlines.
al-Ta'ibah channel kicks off on YouTube. Australian Muslims targeted by new anti-terror laws. Nigerians flee advancing Boko Haram Takfiri militants.
al-Ta'ibah channel has been kicked off on YouTube to present for its subscribers more than 500 clips of lectures on doctrine, society, history, and science for the late jurisprudent, the eminent Ayatollah Sayyid Muhammad al-Shirazi, may Allah bless his soul. It is to mention that the channel will upload on the near future other lectures for Sayyids and scholars from the Shirazi family, may Allah bless them. A Saudi security force arrested a Shiite youth from Awamiya town in one of the Dammam streets without a warrant. The arrested youth, identified as Sayyid Muhammad Tahir al-Shamimi, was arrested in 2012 by a security force at the Kafji checkpoint on the Saudi-Kuwaiti frontier when he was returning from Bahrain. He was released after 3 months of imprisonment with inability to talk or control body movements. The Iraqi army has launched a major offensive against ISIL Takfiri terrorists south of Iraq's Salah ad-Din's province. The major operation on Wednesday comes as the Iraqi army has recently been making advances in Duluya and Khazraj areas in the province. Reports say dozens of Takfiri terrorists have been killed or arrested overnight. On Monday, the ISIL Takfiri group launched a large-scale attack in Duluya district. However, Iraqi forces repelled their attack. Australian Muslims have expressed their concern over new anti-terror measures in the country, fearing that they may increase hostility and prejudice towards them. Religious Muslim leaders said raising the country's threat level from medium to high will just make the average Australian look at Muslims with more suspicion than usual. They added that new plans to increase airport security with measures announced by the federal government to single out those suspected of traveling to and from conflict zones will only increase the unfair treatment Australian Muslims are already experiencing. Banks in the US have been sending letters to their American Muslim customers telling them that their accounts will soon be closed. There has been no explanation as to why certain Muslims have been targeted. The Los Angeles Times reported that a famous Florida Muslim businessman had both his personal and business accounts closed at Chase Bank shortly after opening a new account. An American Islamic Council attorney has submitted a complaint to the U.S. Department of Justice Civil Rights Division, but a Justice Department spokeswoman said the issue was a matter for banking regulators, including the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The council is now considering a lawsuit against the banks. People have escaped from the Nigerian town of Mubi in the northeastern state of Adamawa, as Boko Haram Takfiri militants are getting closer to it. Mubi used to house thousands of refugees trying to avoid fighting. According to Boko Haram spokesman Abu Zinira, authorities closed to the Adamawa State University in the town, as the militants captured Marabaran Mubi, a village just outside the town. According to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, nearly 650,000 Nigerians have fled their homes due to Boko Haram attacks and are displaced inside the country, while thousands more have taken refuge in neighboring countries. Floods in India and Pakistan have killed as many as 400 people, with authorities in both countries warning of more flooding ahead. The flash floods, which began on September 3rd, have put more than 500,000 people in danger and rendered thousands homeless in the two neighboring states. Pakistani and Indian troops have been using boats and helicopters to drop food supplies for stranded families and evacuate victims. A collaborative study has shown that experiencing regular bullying by a sibling as a child almost doubles the risk of depression when one is older. The research, which was carried out by Oxford, Bristol, and Warwick universities, asked around 7,000 children aged 12 if they had experienced a sibling saying hurtful things, hitting, ignoring them, or lying about them. The children followed up at 18 and asked about their mental health. Those who had experienced such bullying were approximately twice as likely to experience depression, anxiety, and to self-harm as those who had not. The researchers concluded that being bullied by a sibling is a potential risk factor for depression and self-harm in early adulthood. We have reached the end of our new show. Thank you all for joining in with us, and as always, remember our dua to hasten the reappearance of our beloved Imam al-Mahdi, peace be upon him. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.